Oh, dude, the Lego movie was so awesome. We should do our whole review on this, like, stop-go Lego animation type thing.
Yeah, totally, man. Except we just do the intro.
So I'm sure as everybody can notice, me and Adam in our bronze-skinned exterior with all our big muscles and whatnot, we typically spent a lot of time playing sports growing up. Never did we really spend hours on end in our rooms alone playing with Legos and making up our own stories and whatnot. We were at parties, you know, typically ones that had girls. Therefore, we're a little biased when it comes to this movie. Keep that in mind as we continue to explore the Lego movie.
If you guys have been around here for a while, you may know that we like stories, and the Lego movie, it has a story. It's kind of simple, but I mean, that's no problem. It's just kind of a chosen one story, but it has the elements of a story, and it's solid. We care about Emmett and his internal struggle of wanting to be special, and then the external struggle pushes him down to the lowest of lows, where he doesn't even think he's worth anything, and then that all turns into the resolution that everybody's special. So, at its core, it has a really solid story that we can emotionally engage in.
So because the Lego movie has such a solid story, because the characters are relatable, because their goals are something we can emotionally invest in, therefore then the themes come off so much stronger at the end of the film. It's something we can walk out of the theater with, something we can chew on later and make us really think, boy, that wasn't just a good film, that was a great film. So because the storytelling is done so well, we're not really going to focus on that, ironically. We're going to look at the themes. So this is that.
What's great is, like, this is the movie Legos deserve. Like, they really boiled it down to what it means and what it feels like to play Legos. Just, like, the whole theme of creativity. Like, this movie could have been about anything with Legos as the medium. Like, it could have been some goofy rom-com just with two kind of minifig characters, or, I don't know, some expose on political culture. I don't know. It could have been anything. But the fact that they boiled it down to, like, all right, what does it feel like when you're playing Legos as a kid? Like, they nailed that. Just this whole idea of just open creativity. You can build anything. Like, the fact that the car changes into a plane, like, and just, I don't know, like, when I was a kid, I had a whole bunch of Star Wars droids, and I had sort of the Knights and Kingdoms. I had no problems having my kings order the droids to go do stuff. Like, just, you have all these different franchises that don't even matter because it's open creativity. You can do whatever, and the film just really, really highlighted that, and it was awesome. And the whole idea of being special just really kind of builds on that whole creativity thing. Like, anybody can be creative, and they really kind of want to push that idea, which is really cool. And just Legos really exemplify that. Like, sure, you build this crazy robot thing that doesn't make sense. That's awesome because you made it and it's awesome. And just the whole, you can be super creative by yourself, but then you can also be super creative and have a purpose with a big team. Like, these themes, they're everywhere. Just, it really captures the feeling and the tone of what it feels like to play Legos.
Furthermore, the duality of themes was just incredible to me. It reminded me a lot of Avatar: The Last Airbender, where the series didn't want to employ the idea of good and bad. It was just things in and out of balance, which I think the Lego movie has a lot of that. When it's talking about, like, conformity or individualism, Lord Business is the idea of conformity and putting everything in its place and never being able to change stuff. And then the Master Builders are the idea of individualism and everybody working to their own ends. But neither one of those is really a great solution to our problem. We see that the submarine falls apart when everybody's working on their own thing, and then as well, Lord Business is the bad guy. We don't want to glue everything down because we want to have that freedom to self-express and whatnot. So the movie has both of these extremes, and it shows neither one of them being great for the solution, but it reaches out to those people who feel like they're sitting at those extremes. And then as the movie progresses, the theme pushes them into the center to have more of a balance, to be more of team building, but to have a goal in mind and to be creative and to make awesome stuff, but doing it together, which is great.
And I kind of talked about this before, but just, I want to really talk about the tone and how it felt like playing Legos. Like, it felt like a story that I would make when I was playing Legos when I was 8 years old. And they actually talk about it in this interview, that's exactly kind of what they wanted to do. And just so many things about it, like the fact that anything could be anything. Like, I talked about the car turning into the plane, and just one of my friends brought up the names of characters, like Wildstyle. Of course her name's Wildstyle because she has crazy hair. And Emmett, of course his name's Emmett because it's literally written on him. And then, like, Lord Business, just some evil guy who's all about business and being, you know, conformity. And it really helps build this tone. And one thing that really just kind of made me geek out was just the little pieces that they use, like pennies and batteries and like stuff that's in your Lego box that you're just like, Yeah, of course we're gonna start using this.
So if you've played with Legos, you totally understand where they're coming from with the mystical items that are just sort of in your Lego box. I know when I was a kid, I would clean up in my room and I would just throw random things in there because I was trying to get them off my floor. And then when I'd come back and play with them later, I'd be digging around and all of a sudden I'd pull out this key and I'd be like, what mystical powers does this key possess? What could I unlock with this? So my Lego troops would build like a fortress to house this key, and it was a part of just playing with Legos. It was awesome! So even though it has all these interesting and cool themes built into it, it's still built on top of a really solid story. And it makes all of these things come out so clearly and great and awesome, and it's just something you want to geek out about. So we're gonna do that.
Wasn't it amazing how everything was made out of Lego bricks? And even the special effects when there was fire and smoke coming off of them, they were Lego. And even the water was Lego bricks, and they did actual real water physics with Lego bricks. It was amazing!
And did you have like a piece that you just had growing up? When you saw it, you were like, oh my gosh, this is my piece. For me, it was this axe. This axe right here, I had like a million of these axes. I don't know why, but it was like the only weapon I had. So when he was like falling and you see that axe there, it was just like, there's my axe.
Wasn't it so cool when Wildstyle and Emmett were escaping on that motorcycle, and then Wildstyle like flips the exhaust over and it turns into machine guns? Like, of course exhaust pipes aren't machine guns, but they are with Legos. They could be anything you want them to be. You could just make them whatever.
And wasn't it awesome that they were like stop motion-y, but it was actually CG, and like they actually like worked on the like nits and grimes to make them just feel like your Legos. Like the whole 1980s Space Guy, something, his little helmet was broken. If you like looked on Emmett's hair, you had like the molding kind of crease. Like they really got all the details. It was just like,
yeah, the Lego Movie. We might be a little biased about it, but it was a good film.
Yeah, structurally, it had a solid story.
And the themes in it were so awesome. Go play with Legos, guys.
Go hug your family, play some Legos.
Hang out with your mamsies.
Your paps.
It was a good movie.
It's a good movie. We got the YouTube buttons and stuff, just social media.
Leave us some comments.
Comments. Tell us what you think. Definitely. That's an actual thing, though. Tell us what you think. And next movie, we haven't fully decided yet. It's either going to be Hotel Transylvania, The Croods, or both at the same time. So just, I don't know, watch both?
Probably both.
Watch neither. Do what you want.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Rock what you got.
Whoa.